What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Today I've got a small interior project to do on the STI. That is installing one of these dialed mounts for the Cobb Accessport. So currently I've got one of these Scotch mounts that are pretty awesome, but it's not the most clean way to mount this thing. You end up having the cord dangling right here, which is kind of ugly, but I mean, it serves its purpose. The only other thing is, I've had this thing fall off in the hot sun, and you can see there's circles here from where it's been mounted previously, so figured I'd pick up one of these dialed mounts and tidy up the interior a bit. So yeah, let's open this up and see what we got. So that's pretty much it. That's all you get in the box. No instructions or anything. So you get the main mount itself and a few accessories here. I did look on their website and I didn't seem to find any sort of instructions, so yeah, we'll figure out how this goes in as we go, I guess. But you can see here, this is obviously a 3D printed piece. We'll see how the fitment is. These are all 3D printed as well. And having done a couple 3D printing projects myself, and knowing kind of how much this material actually costs, I feel like this thing might be a little bit too expensive, but I guess that's for the time and R&D and all that stuff. I mean, prototyping takes a while, but I mean, hell, the amount of material, it's probably like $3 worth of material here. So these are, you got a couple little brackets here to hold up your Accessport cable so it doesn't actually fall back down into your vent. Alright, so on the bottom of this thing, it seems like there's some recesses for some nuts, so I'm assuming these go in here. I assume this goes like this. But anyways, that's what you get in the box. So let's move on to the car and start taking stuff out. Take that off. It's really on there. Ooh. All right, here we go. Not too bad. Definitely save this if the dialed mount doesn't do the job for you. Yeah, it's got some pretty beefy little clips on there, so I don't think there's too much risk of damaging these when you pop this thing out. So the next thing we're gonna need to do is remove this little panel here. So we'll just pull back this weather stripping just a little bit. Just get your hand in here and just pops off like that. No tools needed. So now we can kind of see through here and we'll be able to fish the Accessport cable up through that vent there. So the way this mount works is it basically sandwiches the dash in between these two pieces here. That's why you can see a gap there. So I believe the next step would be to remove this vent, which is done by just removing this Phillips head screw here and then just popping it out. But since I've got the SMY gauge pod in here and this is a super tight fit, I can't actually get this out. So yeah, I took the screw out, tried to pop it out. So the idea would be to be able to get your hand in there so you can basically hold these two pieces together. But I think I should be able to work around that. The next step then would be to slot this guy through there and then add the corresponding clip to keep the cord from falling back through the dash. So we'll just line up this little bit here with that little slot right there. And we'll just try to press this through. Like so. So now your Accessport cable can't fall through the dash. And we'll make sure that our captured nuts are still there. Sit sort of under the dash like that. So this will be a little bit tricky, but I think we can do it. All right, so my solution to getting this installed without being able to remove this vent is I've screwed in the rear screw, and I've done that just because this one doesn't really capture that well. This front one is stuck in there pretty good, but I've left it loose so I can sort of put this down under the dash and rotate it. Let's see here. Something like that, and I should be able to line up this front screw and get that mounted. What I can do is probably tighten up the rear just a bit. Should be able to drop this in place. And should feels like I've got the captured nut, so I'll just tighten that down. So you don't want to go too tight with this because it is plastic, and I'm guessing that the heat from your vent could potentially warp this. I don't know exactly what type of material that is, but seem like we are mounted. So last thing to do is try it out. Well, it works, so. Cool. That's installed. So since those little clips are, is this actually magnetic? So this little backing plate here is supposed to be magnetic. It's not as strong, definitely not as strong as the mount on the Scotch mount, so I wonder if I can actually take the magnet off of one of the extra magnets that they include and sort of upgrade this. But yeah, there's no need to pinch this because it's the little release tabs are pinched in that little clip that holds it in. So all you need to do is just pop your access port in like that. There's enough clearance right there. And you should be good to go then. So anyways guys, that's it for the install of the Dailed mounts, 2008 to 2014 WRX STI dash mount for the V3 Cobb Accessport. Honestly, it wasn't too bad. It was a little bit finicky. There's some small pieces and the fitment's not perfect, but you know, it definitely cleans up the interior. It's nice not having that cable sort of hanging there. I wish it was a little more straight, but yeah, it'll do the job. We'll see how long it lasts. And I think for what it is, for the material that it's made out of, I think they're charging a little bit too much, but yeah, I definitely like it so far. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.